Hey folks, thanks for watching Average Doug Outdoors. You know, you could have tuned anywhere, but you decided to tune in here, and I certainly appreciate it. Listen, I want to apologize. I've had a lot of people that emailed me and said that I haven't put anything up on the site lately, and I want to apologize for that. The truth is, we've been working an awful lot at work and have been putting in a lot of overtime, and then there's some projects that I'm finishing up around that I need to get taken care of, and so I've been working on that. So, you know, it's just one of those things. I did go fishing. My wife and myself went fishing here, I guess about a month ago or something, and we stayed in a place for 6 hours and never even got a bite. Matter of fact, the whole day long, nobody got a bite. I talked to people that came in before me, and they've been there all morning and all that. So anyway, that makes for a boring video, but I just got me a new rod and reel for catfishing, and going to do a quick review on it and talk about where I purchased it from and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to take a in-depth look at it, and then I'll do a review later on how it performs. So anyway, stay tuned and keep watching. And got you a big poke there. So anyway, stay tuned. Now, I've been looking for a rod and reel where I can really go after some monster cats, and been doing a lot of work and or a lot of looking up online and stuff, and this is what I've come up with. This is the Zebco Big Cat XT conventional reel, heavy duty reel for heavy duty fish. So of course they got to put anything on there, but this is the unboxing of it. It came in another box, but as always, whenever they delivered it to me, they set it outside. My dog chewed the original box up, and this is what was left on the inside. So we're going to open it up and take a look at it. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what it says on the side. Rigid graphite frame, aluminum spool, quick set, anti-reverse, and right-handed retrieve. Free headlamp with purchase. Yeah, I can imagine what that's like. It's got 2 ball bearings, 4.2 to 1 gear ratio. Wow. Line capacity, 455 yards of 30 pound. Wow, that's a lot. That is a lot of yardage on there. I've got an Abu Garcia. Boy, that's a big reel. I've got an Abu Garcia, and it's not close to even holding that. This is a big reel. This is made out of the composite stuff, basically the same thing the Glocks and all those have. So it's got to be pretty durable. But a Big Cat XT, 455 pounds of 30 pound line on it. I'd say that's monofilament line. Pretty smooth. Got a little click whenever you wind it. Right here on the side's the adjustment for slinging this monkey out there. That's your release and your retrieve on it. Of course, your star drag. But I like this this power handle right here. That's nice. And it's got a clicker on it. Let's see what that clicker sounds like. Boy, that's a good sound clicker there. That will really let you know whenever you get some fish out there. And it's a little stiff whenever it comes to, oh, I got to click it up here. Ooh, can't handle that. There we go. It's a little stiff. But I saw a video from Douglas, or what was this guy's name? Something Douglas, the catfish dude. But anyway, And he tried one of these, and he could sling that thing way out there. He was absolutely amazed. It was better than his Cat Max reels. I looked into the Cat Max reels, and I looked around everywhere to purchase this locally, but I had to end up getting it from Amazon. Couldn't find anybody local with it. It's smooth, little tough right there at first. I just have to get used to it. Let's open it up and see what we got here. I would say for the clicker we'll probably have plastic gears. It's made in China, but about everything is made in China. The only real American made that you can get now is probably Abu Garcia, which is an excellent reel, but you pay the price. But I wanted one that I could beat up and drag around everywhere, get back in some areas, and I needed something I could really get a cast way out into a channel with. But the Steve Douglas, the catfish dude, he was able to sling these out and get anywhere between 3 to 5 seconds of air time. And that's a lot of water to cover. Nice little ring. Let's see what we got in here. Yeah, we got plastic gear here. And of course our clicker. But we have a metal gear here that's to run our line retrieve back and forth. Plastic gears, you got to expect that. On the clicker side, that's not a bad deal. This is stainless steel. So that's pretty good shape right there. Now let's check out the other side. We don't want to lose that. But it didn't come with any instructions or anything. And that was a little somewhat disturbing. But it did say that you could go online and check it out. That was in another review that I found on YouTube, that you could go online and check out everything there and their warranty and all that. Okay, we got our little spring here. See what all we got. We got a washer and a little tensioner washer. Set these screws aside, see what it looks like in here. Usually I run a 20-pound monofilament for all of my reels when it comes to catfishing or big cats. If I get something really big, then I'll use the drag a lot. that doesn't feel good. That just does not feel good. Another little screw right there. I hope I got a screwdriver. I hope this screwdriver will fit that. One right here. Two ball bearings. Now with shipping and everything, or with tax and all that on Amazon, I've got about $70 in it. You can get it a little cheaper from Wiki. But I'd rather do business anytime I could from local, but you know, it's one of these things, I couldn't find it. There, that's better. That's a lot better. I don't want to mar this reel up if I can help it. There we go. Oh yeah. Looks like a brass gear right there. With a metal gear there. And right there's your release and everything. So it's, you know, pretty decent reel. So anyway, I'll put this thing back together, and then I'll show you the rod that I got for it and everything, and we'll get it hooked up, and I'll put some line on it, and we're ready to go. Keep staying tuned. Okay, we have done our preliminary on the reel. Now let me tell you about what took place after the camera was off. There was a few parts. To be honest with you, I wasn't sure where they came from, and so I decided, hey, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and email Zebco. So I emailed Zebco and asked if they have an exploded diagram. They haven't sent it back as of yet because it's the weekend, and we'll see if Zebco really holds up to it. But you can go on Zebco.com, and they have a lot of information about the Big Cat XT conventional reel, how to maintain it, lubricate it, warranty, all that kind of stuff. And you can contact them with an 800 number if you want to, but I decided to go with email because I have found in the past that a lot of times your customer service depends a lot on email more than it does a phone call. Let's see if they'll follow up on it. So I'll let you know that whenever it comes, whenever I start the casting thing on this. But anyway, I spent about 2 hours on this thing, and on the reel, once I took it apart, I decided, hey, I'm going to take this thing all the way down. So I stripped it to bare skeleton. And I have to say that I am impressed. There are a few places that could have been improved on. But we are dealing with a China-made reel. Even though this thing, Zebco, is in Oklahoma and all that, they are like any other American company. In order to stay competitive, they had to go overseas, which is in the China market. It is a composite skeleton reel on it. Nothing wrong with composite stuff. I mean, look at our modern day firearms. Just about all semi-automatic firearms are made out of composite. We have composite material all in our vehicles and things like that, so it will probably last me a lifetime. I'm not worried about that. The clicker right here, it had a little ring inside. I wasn't too crazy about that, but you know what, it's a clicker. But you know, they have to shortcut some places and all that. I don't really see a problem. I think it's going to last me a long time, but I have to say this about the gearing part of it. I took that gearing part all to pieces, and it is something else. Excellent, excellent gearing. I give it a big, huge thumbs up on the gearing. It is tough to disassemble and reassemble this because there are certain procedures that you have to go through to reassemble it, okay? But I got it all back together. It works great. Here I haven't casted it yet. That will be for another video, and we'll see how it is. Now, I matched this thing up with the Shakespeare Ugly Stik. Okay, now Shakespeare has what's called species rods, and that is that you can get it for catfish, you can get it for stripes, and they have one for crappie. I'm sure they'll go to other things later on. But I wanted an 8-foot rod, and that's what I got. So here you can see it's the Catfish Rod. Now, this is a medium heavy rod, and 15 to 30 pound line is what's recommended on it. Half to 3 ounce lure. This is a USCA CAT 802MH, excuse me. But I like the rod. I've seen great reviews on it. Now, whenever I was purchasing this rod, I was at Bass Pro Shops, and there was this old guy, I mean old guy there, and he was there in his overalls and all this stuff, and he was tan. You could tell he'd been out on a lake every single day. He was nothing but a catfisherman. And we were talking, and I was running a little bit late for work. You know, I'll try to get there early, and I was kind of out of my schedule. So what I ended up doing when we were talking to him, I grabbed the wrong rod. I bought a cat buster instead of this, and it was sitting right next to it. Whenever we got up there to pay for the rod, I didn't even pay attention or anything. I went out. So the next day I had to go back to Bass Pro, carry that cat buster back, and get this Shakespeare Ugly Stik. I have rhino rods. Rhino rods have lasted me for a long time. I've got one 20 years old. I've got an Abu Garcia attached to it, and it's old and all that. But you know, I like this 8-foot rod. Studies have been found that you can get a lot more casting distance, up to 20 yards, out of the 8-foot rod than you can a 7-foot rod. So I matched this thing up with the Berkeley Tri-Lane. Berkeley Tri-Lane, 20 pound. And I want to tell you, with 455 yards that you can put on this thing, I thought I was never going to load the spool on it. But all in all, I'd say this is an excellent, absolutely excellent reel. I really like a lot of features on it. For one thing, of course, is the power handle. And I like the clicker, nice and loud. Jeez, I'm in the trees. I like the star drag on it, everything. Now, I personally think that the cast feature right here to tighten up the cast and all that has a little bit to be desired. But you know what? I'm not a reelologist. So we'll just see and how it works. But I think it's going to work good. I give this reel right here about an 8, 8.5, something like that. The rod, I don't know yet because we haven't been out there. That's the next video on it. But I think what I'm going to do a little bit later on is I'm going to do the dog's chasing her tail around. I'm going to do a disassembly and reassembly on the reel, and because I'm going to tell you, anybody that takes it apart will have a little bit of problem putting it back together. So anyway, that's my review on this particular catfish reel. I have basically in both the rod and the reel right about $100 to $110. I'm using this rod and reel mainly for monster cats, and then I use my other stuff for the regular catfish. So, you know, we'll just see what happens. But guys, thanks for watching. If you got any questions or comments, please be sure and send those in. I'd certainly appreciate it. If you like the video, be sure and give it a thumbs up and subscribe for any additional information. Again, I apologize for not putting anything up lately, but hey, work's work, and we got to do it. Now, I do not have a boat. Here's the thing. Make sure she's not listening. I'm wanting a good fishing boat, and I've been looking at the fishing boats, particularly the 20-foot Grizzly Tracker. I've been looking at that. But what does my wife want? She wants a pontoon boat so we can take the grandkids out and she can relax and all that. So we'll compromise and get a pontoon boat, I'd say, one day. But until then, keep fishing. Thanks for watching.